All right, there we go. Okay, what the fuck? All righty, wait for some people to fall up in here. Waiting for y'all to come up in here. Off top though, shout out to Unique 79, Iceberg S. Appreciate you, gentlemen.
Yep.
All right, so let's plug the title real quick. A woman should not have to distinguish what a man wants. Now, for those of you who did not read the description, there was a Facebook post where a guy posed a question to women, basically asking them, have they ever been in a situation where they had to distinguish whether or not a man wanted them outside of sex or if a man just wanted sex from them? And the reason why we're doing this joint now is because we always talk about it. We talk about being your authentic self. We talk about transparency. And we talk about just letting women know exactly what you have in store for them so they can make an informed decision as to whether or not they want to do what you want to do.
Right.
So what's your opinion on that, Miles?
I mean, I believe that that's what it's all. That's really what it's all about, man. Like I say it all the time. You know, you gotta you gotta know what you want to do, and then find the women that want to do what you want to do. You understand? Like that's pretty much the basis of it. Because anything else it's sort of a waste of time. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Where it's, I mean, I don't really believe spending time with another human being is a waste of time because there's always something you can learn. There's always a conversation that can be had. Gotcha. But the thing is, when you're focused on what you want and you don't let it be known, it's, you know, it's like you're just kind of, you know, doing shit for the like there's no aim, there's no strategy, there's no purpose behind what you're doing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, Facts. So and I think the problem is that a lot of us fear being straight and upfront with our desires because we don't feel that other people are going to validate it. You understand? Like we don't feel like other people are gonna be with it. And it's like, well, you can't really control that. You understand? The adventure is to find out who is with it. That's the whole thing. You know what I mean? And we gotta be, you know, we have to have a certain level of courage to be brave enough to figure who wants what we want. You understand? We have to find, that's the whole point of it. We have to find those people. But the only way to really find those people is to actually be authentic, is to actually be willing to say, yo, this is what I want. This is what I want to happen on the next date. Like, you know, the thing with like the first date and the second date thing is like the first date is just, to me, is like sort of a feeler. You understand what I'm saying? But to me, there's no problem in letting a woman know, all right, so here's how the second date is going to go. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna come pick you up. I'm gonna take you to this hotel room, or, you know, we gonna go to your house and then you gonna cook for me and then we gonna smash, or you gonna come to my house and then, you understand what I'm saying? Like, but the thing is, most guys is thinking to themselves, well, if I say something so outright and so assertive like that, there might not be a second date. Well, here's the news, brother. There might not be a second date. You understand? But that's a part of the adventure. That's a part of the game. That's a part of it all. You understand? There might not be another date. And if there might not be another date, then hey, you just freed up your time to give another female a chance. You feel me? Like, that's how you have to look at it. Like, too many of us look at losing a chick as a L. It's not really a L. You're just freeing up time to get at another chick. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's the real the bottom line of it. But, you know, it's not really for us to really like worry about what a woman is trying to distinguish. It's for us to like let her know what it is. You understand what I'm saying? Because what is a woman going to distinguish anyway? You understand? All she's really looking for is what benefits her in the situation, and as she should. I'm not trying to fault a female for that. You understand? But at the same time, as men who know what we want, we should very well be looking for women that want what we want. Period. You understand? So all that distinguishing shit, like it really doesn't, at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter, because if it's not what we want, then what's the point?
Exactly. And to your point, this is what guys got to think about. When you go out here, you're dating, you're trying to find women that are compatible with you.
Right.
Okay. So to really truly find out if someone is really compatible with you, you have to let them know what you're about. You can't go around pretending that you're this or that, because that's not real compatibility. And as you were saying, losing a woman or having a woman reject you is not an L. To me, all you're doing is just weeding out the women who are not compatible, the women who don't want to do what it is you want to do. You're just getting rid of them and you're moving them out the way and you're clearing space for women that are actually down for what you want to do. Right. So I don't know why guys do themselves a disservice. Here it is, you know, whether on the front end or the back end, every man wants sex. We all do. You know what I'm saying? We all do, whether or not you're trying to get it within the first couple of days, a week or so, or whether or not you cool with waiting a few weeks, a month, or however long you take. At the end of the day, that's part of what we do. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we even went up to that woman to begin with is because we find her to be sexually desirable. Right. And now the game comes in at, on the man's end, is how you actually approach it, how you run your shit. Right. Okay. And me personally, you know, I don't want to lie to women. You know, I don't want to fake it. And to me, the worst thing a man can do is not be transparent, because you leave it up to the woman for her to determine what you may or may not be doing. And then that opens the door for her to misinterpret what you got going on. And now you got a woman who's blowing up your phone. She tripping, she bugging, she got this attitude. And it's all because you created that shit by not just letting her know, look, this is all I'm looking for. I know you want this, but you won't find that here with me. But you know, you're free to date other men. I'm going to be dating other women. When we come together, we about this, and then let you know the woman make that decision. Right. We got a question real quick. Let me see. All right. Why do you guys fear being direct? Why do you guys? Who fears being? Okay. I'm sure you asking us, or you asking? Because we don't fear being direct. Okay,
you get rejected by being indirect. Guys pretend that being indirect scales off rejection.
Oh, okay.
Is odd to me. Okay. Yeah, he must be asking them dudes.
Okay, he must be asking. Okay,
you know what I'm saying? But he kind of answered the question, like, you know, he really answered the question.
Well, my thing is, whether you're direct or indirect, you can get rejected. It don't matter how you come at the female. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to make my life easy. So if I can find women that want to do exactly what I want to do, it's easy then. Right. Instead of me dealing with a woman and me trying to manipulate her and finesse the situation and trick her out the draws, I ain't got that kind of time. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, I'll just give you a quick scenario. So if I meet a woman and I pretend that I'm actually down to get to know her and that's not just about sex, right. If I play that game with her, it could literally take me 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even longer, to actually have sex if she's actually into me in that way, versus me being straight up. And I can have sex the same night in some cases, or I can have sex within a few days of meeting her, and I don't have to waste all that time. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what it's all about, because I value my time.
Exactly.
That's what it boils down to. Yo, the phone lines is open.
Phone lines is open. Call in, guys. You know, the number 516-387-1224. But I want to get back to the actual to the post on Facebook. So, you know, so the question goes again. It says, do many ladies have a problem distinguishing men wanting to be with them versus getting sex from them? Right. And the thing with that is, I mean, there's a few things with that. But see, the thing is that when we ask questions like this, you know, and always talk about how your language, you know, exposes your demeanor, your perspective, you know, when we ask questions like this, when I see a question like this, my question, like it's like when I hear bitch shit, like when I hear bitch talk, when I hear guys talk like bitches, and to me, this is, I mean, no disrespect to the brother, and I'm not gonna put him out there like that, but like when I hear certain things, and let me be a little bit more respectful. Let me say when I hear victim talk. Because that's what I really hear. Like, you know, if we just want to be, you know, crass about it, then it's bitch nigga talk, right? But let's if we really break it down, and you know, to be a little bit more respectful, it's victim talk, because what I hear is you're letting other forces affect you. You understand what I'm saying? So it says, do ladies have a problem distinguishing men wanting to be with them versus getting sex from them? And so when I hear that type of stuff, I automatically translate it to what a real man would say, which to me would say, well, do I have a problem expressing to a woman effectively what I really want?
That's what's up.
That's what so I hear all of that, and it goes in one side, and then my playalistic, masculine brain translated into what it's supposed to be.
There you go.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
In one sentence, the guy is saying, do ladies have a problem distinguishing, when men want to be with them versus, getting sex from them? So basically, do ladies have a problem with trying to figure out if a guy's just trying to smash or if he's trying to, be in a long-term relationship? And I always tell you guys, I don't give females that much credit. You understand? Again, there's nothing. I'm not saying there's something wrong with women, but what I'm saying is, first and foremost, there's absolutely nothing wrong with me. So if there's absolutely nothing wrong with me, I don't have to get into the flaws of the other party. You understand what I'm saying? If I'm all good, anything going on with the other party is secondary. You understand? So what that means to me is that if I'm expressing myself effectively, honestly, and assertively, not aggressively and not passively, but assertively, right in the middle, where there's a healthy balance between, being respectful and being honest, letting the female know exactly what I want. If I do what I'm supposed to do, right, and she still doesn't realize what I actually want from her, then there's something missing from the communication. And more than likely, I didn't, because sometimes you could start off indirect, where you could be like, hey, I want to get to know you a little bit more intimately. And then the girl is still like, well, what does that look like? What does that mean? You understand what I'm saying? So that means at some point, I'm going to have to get real with her. I'm going to have to let her know, like, I need to get you naked. I need to have sex with you. I need to, you understand? Like, I need to, whisper a bunch of sweet nothings in your ear and lick on your neck until the juices start flowing out of your vagina and running down the side of your leg. And I'm saying all these things to her so she knows explicitly what I'm talking about. However, like I said, I might be whispering in her ear. I might be, stroking my hand down the side of her arm as I speak to her. You understand? Because even though I'm being direct, I'm not just, yo, bitch, I want to fuck. Like, you understand? There's a certain style, and this is why we talk about identity. This is why we talk about knowing who you are, because when you know who you are, you also know how you like to express yourself.
Exactly, and it is a style. There's a way you can say some real sexual shit in a very eloquent way,
right,
to a woman, a very smooth, suave way that will get her, like you said, leaking. Right. You ain't even really touched her like that yet. But the way you're talking to her, you're almost painting this picture, this visual of what's about to happen. And I feel what you said, because my thing is, and because you said this earlier, you said getting to know a woman in a more intimate way. If I tell a woman, I want you to come back to the crib so we can get know each other a little more intimately. Okay, she knows what I mean. Right. But sometimes women want to hear exactly what you mean. You know what I'm saying? So that way there's no stone unturned as to what's about to happen. You know what I'm saying? Whether she wants to do it or not. And let me just say this. Sometimes women actually want to hear you talk dirty to them. That's bro. That right there. Let me tell you something. I've gotten to the level of game where I don't just talk dirty to my chick. I've gotten to a level of game where I motivate. I spit gospel during sex. You understand what I'm saying? Like I say things that have to do with plans that we're making for business. And wait. I thought I was the only one who did shit. No. Like I'm yo, bro. Niggas don't fully understand the power of sex. You understand? Because and I'm not even going to take all the credit. Shout out to Rakim. I think his name is Rakim Sekou, right? He and his wife, they have a company called Juju Mama, where they talk about monogamy, polygamy, and all these different things with sex and relationships and all these different things. So go check them out. But I remember one day or one time I heard it was either the both of them on a video or something, and they was talking about how, like, you have all, these different chakras and you have all these different types of energies that come with sex. And, and they were talking about how a woman can use sex as a way to, like, keep her man motivated, where it's not just the physical, but
Like she's whispering in his ear and telling him while she's having sex with him, she's also telling him like, you're my king, go get that money. You know, you're going to get that promotion. You know, we're going to secure the bag. Like just saying different things to motivate while you're having sex. You understand what I'm saying? And what I'm saying is I adopted that to the point where I do the same type of thing. Like I talk about plans that we have while I'm dicking down my woman. I'm letting her know, yeah, we're gonna get this fucking money. You know what I'm saying? We gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like anything I need from her, I put it in her ear during sex. Bro. Because while the average nigga is talking about what's my name,
yeah,
I'm saying, you know, what's gonna happen next week. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna go to this bank, we're gonna apply for this loan, and we're gonna get it. That's like hilarious. All these different things.
I thought I was the only one who did shit like that. Cause I would, that was the time I'd be digging down like, look, we gotta go get this house. So look, don't make no big purchases, right? You know what I'm saying? Cause they're gonna run our credit. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no new car, no new car loans or anything like that showing up. Right, you got that? Cause I know you can't wait to do that with me. You know, get your first house with me. You know, that type of shit.
All that type of shit, bro. All that type of shit, bro.
I thought I was the only one who did that.
Nah, nigga, I be putting out sermons on my shit. You know what I'm saying? I be doing sermons, bro. I be talking to these females and letting them know because there's certain ways of because a lot of cats don't really get the entire idea of sex. They're just horny and they just want to fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Right. But they don't fully understand that sex is attention.
Mm-hmm.
When you're putting dick on a woman, you're giving her attention. You're giving her time and you're giving her physical effort from you. And you're infiltrating her body, like you're infiltrating her, her physical space. But at the same time, you can also infiltrate her mentals.
Bro, and on some real shit, it's because it's kind of funny, right? So you're in the act of having sex and you're whispering non-sexual shit in her ear. You know what I'm saying? And that's the shit that women really gravitate to and covet anyway. Mm-hmm. It's the non-sexual shit. So when I was whispering the shit about the house, she actually orgasmed when I said that shit. Because for her, it's like, yes, he's reassuring me and he's validating the fact that this is what I want. I really want to buy a house with him. You know what I'm saying? And he's telling me that while he's in me. Bro, she did that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just funny how that shit works.
Nah, it's facts, bro. It's real facts. And it's something that I want to do a video on too. I'm gonna do a video on that shit. But a lot of guys a lot of guys are missing the point. You know, a lot of guys talk about leaving pussy on the table. Like, if you're too direct or whatever, you're leaving pussy on the table. But a lot of guys don't realize that you're leaving a lot of you're leaving a woman's mind on the table. You understand? When you just fuck him and that's it, you're leaving a chick's mind on the table. Mm-hmm. You understand? You're leaving her allegiance on the table.
Mm-hmm. You're leaving her submission on the table.
Her submission on the table. You feel what I'm saying? That's what you're really leaving. Like sex is cool, but you got to understand the levels of this. You got to understand that it's not just basically it's like this.
Yeah.
A woman should never have to distinguish anything because it's your 24-hour a day job to continuously let her know what you want.
Mm.
In different ways. I mean, because we're not women. We don't nag bitches. Like we're not. I want this. I want this. I want this. And if you don't get me this, then this is no. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about as the day progresses, you instruct your woman. You understand? We get up in the morning. Yo, when I get up in the morning, the first thing my woman say to me is, "Good morning. Are you ready for coffee yet?"
Mm.
That's the first. Those two things are the first thing I hear from my woman every fucking day. No cap. Good morning. Are you ready for coffee? You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to me to be like, yeah, I'm ready for coffee or not yet. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And then when I'm ready, I say, hey, could you, give me the coffee? See, and then she gets right to it.
That's some real shit right there.
You understand what I'm saying? But see, that's because at this point, over the years of being together, she already, that's ingrained that I need my coffee in the morning.
It's the routine.
Yeah, and now it's a routine. But that all comes from me taking seriously the constant job of me letting her know exactly what I want and what I require. You understand what I'm saying? So at this point, it becomes routine. So it's the same thing with everything, guys. But the point is, as you live and as you grow, things are gonna come into the frame. Other things that you need to tackle, things are gonna come up between you and your woman that you need to address and tackle, and so on and so forth. Or new goals or achievements that you're trying to achieve with your woman, and so on and so forth. Like Zag was talking about buying a house and this, that, and the third. So as that's going on, because I told you guys about that book, Think and Grow Rich. Like every time you think about something, it actually adds to your reality. So if you're thinking negative, it adds to your reality. If you think of positive, it adds to your reality the same way. You understand? Now, instead of just, being with, a lot of guys just want to be with women just for the sake of being with women. And they never actually let the woman know what they want. So therefore, they're living a life at the behest of the female. And you ever be walking around the street, you see a dude walking with his girl, and he looks so depressed, like somebody killed his dog. And I'm like, bro, if you walking with your woman, you should be in a fairly happy mood. Like you should be in a happy state. You shouldn't be upset, bro.
You should be down there strutting, because you got everything the way you want it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Treatment. And here's the thing, because you said something earlier when dude was talking about leaving pussy on the table because you leave her mind. In order to get the best out of a woman, you have to have her mind.
Right.
Okay, you can dick her down good. That might get you some more sex from her. But if you really wanted to get the best out of a woman, if you want to get her submission, not only her sexual submission, but her submission outside of the bedroom, you have to have her here in her mind. Right. And a lot of guys think you can lie your way into a woman's mind. For a little while, she might be fooled, but when you faking it, eventually that shit will crumble. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's important from the very beginning. Show the woman who you really are, so you don't have to spend time trying to stay in character.
Right. Right. And and another thing too is like, don't be afraid, man, because a lot of us we're afraid of what might happen. You understand? And the thing is, because you don't know what might happen, the reason why you have to self-improve is so you can be prepared for whatever happens. You understand? So you can have adaptability. You can have that strength to go on and deal with whatever happens. So if you're being a little bit touchy-feely with a chick, like I remember one time I was being touchy-feely, right? And I was doing this, and I gave her the number and everything, and she didn't hit me up till late. She said she was going out of town, but when she came back in town, she hit me up. And then when we went on I think it was the first actual date, she was saying, yo, you was really touchy-feely, but I liked your energy, though. She said, I don't really let guys touch me like that, like upon first meeting me. But it was just something about your energy. I let it slide. But honestly, I didn't really like it. You understand what I'm saying? And the point I'm trying to make, bringing that up, is that sometimes we try to assume too much. And truth be told, a lot of times when we assume, we're assuming things based off of fear. You understand? Because we fear that being a certain way might turn her off. Yeah. And it might be true, but if it does turn her off, then that's more than likely that's not the chick for you. Because in this situation, the thing that I was doing to her, being touchy-feely, put my arm around her and shit, because I pulled a little move. She started talking about her dog or something. So I said, let me see pictures. She pulled out her phone. And then both of us was kind of looking at her phone. So I moved in and I just threw my arm around her and got in close. So we were both like looking at the phone as she was showing me the pictures. That's little things that I do. And to answer your question, Mr. Dan, that's another little tidbit. But for anything else, you need to join the Bad Boy membership. There you go. So little things like that I was doing. And then later on, she was like, oh, I didn't like this and I didn't like that. But it was just something about your energy. And, I let it go because, you understand? Because Lucaria talks about it all the time. It's one thing is her fear, and then the other side is her desire for you.
How strong is the desire compared to the fear?
Exactly. So if her desire is so in that particular situation, her desire to get to know me and all of this and all of that outweighed her issues of guys being touchy-feely.
Well, see, and you said something. What you did in that moment when you were looking at the phone and you threw your arm around her, A lot of guys would be afraid to do that.
Right.
Okay. And I would have did the same thing you did. And one of the biggest reasons I would have did it, well, it's a couple of reasons. Number one, I want her to know I'm feeling you this much.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But also, I want to see how receptive she is. I'm in her space. I'm
exactly
in her space. I want to see, does she have an issue with me touching her in that fashion?
Exactly.
Because if she does, there's a good chance that sex may never happen. But if she's cool with it, all that does is it increases the possibility that there is sexual attraction or mutual sexual attraction.
Right.
So I definitely believe in, look, I'm gonna touch you. I'm not touching you sexually. I'm not violating you like that. You know what I'm saying? Until you give me consent, and then we can move to the area. But
right.
Put my arm around you, holding your hand, grabbing you by the waist or some shit like that, I'm all about that shit.
Right, exactly. And guys again, talking about moving in fear and this, that, and the third. I want to say that I would rather be in a bar, approach a girl and meet her, and then attempt that type of thing, and her tell me, nah, it's not that type of party. And then so I could back up early and leave it alone. Yep. Because let me tell you something. You know what's worse than that shit?
What's up?
When you did the first date, nothing happened necessarily. You're on the second date now. You make it all the way back to the crib or the hotel room or whatever it is. And then you get her naked and everything is ready. And then she tells you, I'm just not feeling it. I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to do this. That's what guys don't understand. And that's the folly. That's like, that's the type of trap that you could put yourself in by doing all this indirect stuff because you scared.
Bro.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, look, if you 100% do indirect stuff because that's just how you like to run your game, fine. That's cool. But let's be honest. 90% of guys, they're doing indirect stuff because they scared to be totally assertive and hear either yes or no.
But you know what's so funny about that? Let's think about this. So indirect guys, a lot of times they're not assertive. They're very passive men. They're not transparent. They're not take charge type of guys. And a lot of that stems from fear because they lack confidence. None of those things are sexy to women. But if you take a man who's very direct, very assertive, a take charge type of guy, a leader, he knows what he wants and he can express that to women easily and with confidence. Those are traits that women actually do find sexy. Okay, so my thing is just being indirect and being passive, you are literally leaving out certain traits that could be deemed as sexy traits by women, and you have you have all these other traits as a man that women don't want to fuck. Women don't want to fuck guys who are passive and indirect.
Right.
There's nothing about you that's physically or sexually appealing. You don't create. How can you create intrigue? You know what I'm saying? Or evoke a woman's curiosity on a sexual tip if you scared to say what the fuck you want to say? Because women know. Women can have a conversation with you and they can determine rather quickly, oh, this guy got some balls on him. He's confident. Or this nigga's scary. He's scary. Because y'all got to remember, when you approach women, all of them know you want to fuck. So a lot of times, all women do, they're actually entertained by what you're going to do that's different than the last guy.
Right.
And let me see how he gonna try to come at me versus the last 100 guys. And then what happens is when you a guy that got game, she's like, oh shit, okay, all right, I can get used to this. I'm feeling what he's doing, bro. I remember one time I was in a car with a chick. I'm riding in the whip, and she tells me, she says, I don't know if you're running game, but I like it. Don't stop. Because the shit I was saying to her, she was running with it. She liked it so much. She was on that, even if you lying to me, I like it. Now, I wasn't lying to her, but that's how much I had her going. You know what I'm saying? And this chick told me, before we even had sex, after we had a conversation, she said, you know what? I wasn't really looking for a fuck buddy, but I want you to be my next fuck buddy. And I'm like, and I ain't even smashed yet.
Right.
Just goes to show when you up front, you never know what can happen.
You never know what can happen, right? And that's the thing, like, because I need guys to understand that fear is not a bad thing. You understand? Fear is not a bad thing. Because I did a video over the weekend that says let fear be let fear be your guide or some shit like that. Meaning that, and it was an idea I got from David Goggins where he was saying that anything that you're afraid of is an indicator of something that you need to go do. You understand? Because it's like your mind and your soul is trying to tell you, like, man, I don't want to leave life without experiencing that thing. So, but because there's an unknown factor, you're scared of it. You understand what I'm saying? But that actually means that you need to go do it. Because that's why you're scared, because there's something unknown. However, it's something to consider, that there is fear, but there's also courage in the face of fear. You understand? And it's better for you to have courage in the face of fear, because whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But the beauty of it all is to find out. You see what I'm saying? So once you understand who you are, and you know how to effectively express yourself and express what you want, it's either two things are going to happen. Either you're going to get it or you're not going to get it. You understand? But the point is, you got to find out. That's the point. And the problem is, too many of us are afraid to find out. You understand? Because you could say one thing to a woman and she'd be like, ew, oh my God, I'm not interested. You're so creepy. And you say the same exact thing to another chick and she'd be like, ooh. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, I don't know if you run a game, but I'm trying to be your next fuck buddy. Like, you feel me? Like, that's how life works, bro. Like, that's how life works. But it's like dudes are just so deathly afraid of hearing no. It's like, well, let me just beat around the bush and do this indirect stuff and try to keep her around as long as I can, because maybe she might learn to like me if we go on 5, 6, 7, 10, 17 dates. You understand what I'm saying? Like, maybe she'll come around. And it's like, nah, bro. Like I told y'all, when it comes to interaction and dating, either the spark is there or it's not. Either the spark is there or it's not. We can't be afraid to find out.
We got a question real quick. So Iceberg S says, what are some of the things you did to get to know yourself as a man? Well, let me just tell you a little something about me, right? Back when I was in high school, I used to always have a problem with the rules in my house. So, both my parents, now my mom was a little more lenient. My father, he was a tyrant with his shit. But I used to complain about certain things and shit. and then he would say, and she would say, if you don't like it, move out. So one day, I was 17, about to turn 18. One day, I found out that a friend of mine, one of my football buddies, his parents had kicked him out the house. And the girlfriend he was dating, because he was under the age of 18 as well, they helped him get an apartment. So I found out that he had an apartment. So I said, man, I'll be your roommate. So I left. You know what I'm saying? I was 17 years old, going into my senior year. It was during the summertime. I left. And so here I am in high school. I got a crib. You know what I'm saying? So and I got a job. So I got bills. I got responsibilities. You know what I'm saying? And I don't have the safety net of my parents anymore. Because I was a military brat, so we lived on base. I don't have that safety net. You know what I'm saying? As far as being on base and all that other shit. Now here I am living in this 1-bedroom apartment with this dude, and we got to buy groceries, we got to pay electric bill, we got to do all this other shit. So here I am, literally I'm going to school, I'm going to football practice. Right after football practice, I go to work. I'm getting home at midnight for my little job at Burger King and shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm paying bills. So during that time, I matured a lot. I grew a lot. So, and what I came to find out about myself is because I was going through that little situation, my tolerance level and my patience level for stupid shit was low. It was minimal. So even when I dealt with women, it was super low. And so, and let me just say this, by the time I actually graduated high school, I was on my third apartment. You know what I'm saying? So now I went back home briefly because some shit happened. But all in all, even when I graduated, I got me another apartment for a couple of months, and then I went into the military after that. So I experienced a lot of shit, at 17 and 18, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of niggas probably don't, start to experience until they're well into their 20s. So for me, I'm not going to say I was a grown man, but I was still a teenager, you know what I'm saying? But my experiences prepared me to deal with shit that some guys aren't prepared to deal with until they're much older.
Facts. we got oh yeah, so how do you get to know yourself as a, I don't, you know what I think charging chicks to the game was something that helped me. Like, you know, and when I say that, what I mean is like paying attention to the things that I like and didn't like when it came to each, you know, every next woman that I was involved with. You understand? Like dealing with the things that I liked and didn't like. You understand? And even going through the ups and downs with my main chick. You understand? Like, cause there were times that I had to charge her to the game for periods of time. You understand what I'm saying? And then, you know, it's like, and the more I did that is the more I realized that I'm okay with losing chicks. You understand? And so that allowed me to focus more, to be more comfortable with focusing on what I actually wanted. Because if I'm willing to get rid of a chick and be comfortable with that and understand that, hey, it is what it is, then that just made me just that much more like, you know, real comfortable with, well, the reason why I charged her was because I didn't like that bullshit she was doing. And that chick over there, like, she's gone because she wasn't doing what I was feeling. Boom. Oh, that chick over there, she was on some disrespectful shit. Boom. So it's like the more and more I did that, it's like I was taking notes. And I was like, well, there's certain things that I like, there's certain things that I don't like. And I'm willing to get rid of any female in order to maintain those things. You understand what I'm saying? So I can have a peace of mind. So I can be, you know, because look, I don't care what y'all think and what y'all see on TV. Relationships are not supposed to be stressful.
No, not at all.
And drama filled. And your woman is not supposed to be nagging you constantly. You understand? And a man is not supposed to be begging his woman for sex and all that type of dumb shit. But we got a call. Let me answer it and see what's up.
All right.
All right. Yo, 487 or 478. Hello? Wait, can you hear him?
No, I can't hear him.
Hold on one second.
I hear something, but I can't really hear it.
You can't really hear it. Hold on. Now I can sort of hear you. Yeah, hello? Hello? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Yo, what's poppin'? I just want to check in, man. What's good with y'all? What's good, man? Appreciate the game, my fellas, and everything like that. You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Go ahead.
But slow down. You're talking fast as hell, bro.
Yeah, you talking kind of fast.
I'm trying to catch y'all. So what's poppin' though, man? I just want to say what's up, man. Stop in with y'all, man. You know. It's Drake.
Right.
Also, I wanted to say,
Yeah, we got you. Go ahead.
Yo, so now I wanted to say something that you were saying earlier, man. You was like, if you, like, what he say? He was like, what the nigga say? Leave a pussy on the table. I feel like this, dog. Like, I never understood why niggas say that when they say like you don't want to be direct because you're gonna leave pussy on the table. Because I feel like, my nigga, how is you leaving something on the table that haven't even been offered to you? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, exactly. Like stated, he turned pussy down before. You say you turned. I damn so have too. So that's more of like leaving something on the table. But like I just like really said that. So I disagree with that, man. But otherwise than that though, yeah, man, I want to tap in with y'all, nigga, man. I'm enjoying the show, but I had to just call in and just say that because I hate when dudes say that. That's just some goofy shit. But y'all boys stay up, man. For real.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for calling.
But to the caller's point, the only way you can truly leave pussy on the table is if it's been offered to you. Like, you know for a fact the chick want to smash, and you tell her thanks, but no thanks. Like, I've literally, in the heat of passion, on the throes of passion, gotten up out of a bed and be like, I don't want to fuck you no more. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting dressed, like I'm trying to walk towards the door, putting on shit, like fuck that. Dick still hard. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you can leave pussy on the table if it's been offered and you know the chick want to fuck you and you just, for whatever reason, she either says and or does something that you ain't cool with. And if you got any type of integrity, you ain't gonna fuck. You're gonna be like, I'm out. Right. Also, if there's something about her, like, and I told the story before where it was a chick where we a partner of mine went to this girl's house, and she had a roommate, so he invited me over with him. You know what I'm saying? You know, as a tag along or whatever, right? So I go and I get introduced to the roommate. We go to the room, and I'm kind of, you know, kissing her a little bit. But then when a light hit her, I looked at her teeth, and I'm like, So she kept trying to kiss me, and I'm like, I can't put my tongue in that mouth. So I'm like, And she was like, if we don't kiss, we're not gonna have sex. And I'm like, and I turned away and walked out. Like, okay, wow. We ain't fucking. I couldn't kiss her. So, you know, yeah.
Hey, you got your rules and I got mine, and then the rules ain't working out today. So it is what it is.
There you go. And I'd rather go home and jack off, because here's my thing: if I'm gonna have sex, I got to be comfortable with the situation. Meaning that I don't want to feel like I'm compromising myself in any way to do it, and I don't want to do something to me that I think is nasty. Like, I'm not, like, I had one chick, she wanted me to go down on her, and I'm like, And she told me, well, if you don't eat this pussy, we can't. I'm like, okay. So I'm get dressed. I'm like, I guess I ain't fucking. And she cursing at me and shit on the way out the door. And I'm like, no, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do what I want to do when I want to do it. You're not gonna, you know, try and dangle the pussy. Well, if you don't do this, you can't have it. Then I don't want it.
Right.
It ain't that serious. So the homie got a question. He says, is it petty to unmatch a woman after I gave her 2 or 3 days to reply back after I asked her out? After I asked her out to take her out for drinks, I wouldn't say it's petty. I don't do online dating. Miles, probably a better question for you, fam.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily petty. I mean, if you look, it all depends on the way that you structure your game and why you're making the decision. Because, like, for me personally, sometimes I unmatch just so I could keep the clutter out. You understand? It's not because, like, you know, I'm trying to be petty or anything like that. It's like sometimes the matches start to mount up, you know, and a lot of times I'll match with chicks and I'll say what's up, or I'll try to, like you did, I try to set the date and so on and so forth, and then there's no response. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes I get rid of him just to move the clutter out, not because I'm mad or not because of anything, not because they didn't reply, but just because the clutter's not there. Because there's been times where I left chicks in there and they hit me up like maybe three weeks later. You understand? Because they was like, oh, I was out of town, or I was busy, like work was crazy, whatever. And the point is, I'm not worried about that. It's like, if you ready to go on a date, then we go on a date. We meeting up. Like, so it's really up to you. It's really up to you. But the point I'm trying to make is that don't make the decision because you're salty, or don't delete her shit because you mad. Like leave your feelings out of it. You understand what I'm saying? If you run your game a certain way where it's like, look, if you didn't get back to me within a week, or if you didn't get back to me within a couple of days, I always delete so I could keep the new matches coming in so everything's fresh. Then do it because of that reason. Don't do it because, oh, well, she ain't get back to me and fuck this bitch and all of this emotional shit. You see what I'm saying?
And she could come around. You don't know if she just was offline for a while and she ain't seen it. And I don't know how it works. I don't know if you can tell if someone saw your message or not. But also, it could be she could have got fired from her job. She could be depressed, so she ain't fucking with no niggas.
Right.
A new boyfriend. I mean, her ex-boyfriend could have came back into her life.
Right.
Or there's some dude that she was fucking with. They decided to explore a relationship. There are so many different reasons why she could have not responded to you. And sometimes women, like, I'll give you an example. There's been times where I've approached women and they rejected me, but they saw me months later. And they remembered me. And let me just say this. There's something to be said when you get at women like a man. There are certain shit you can say to women that they fucking remember. Even if they reject you, they go back, they will tell their friends about you. I met this guy. I wasn't really interested in him, but he said this shit, girl. This shit was wild. So she remembered me. And then we end up getting together and having sex, even though she rejected me. Now, she rejected me back then for whatever reason. I don't know why she did. She just didn't want to fuck with your boy. But a couple months later, we're in a different setting. We have a conversation, and it's on and popping. So you never know.
Exactly. You never know. So yeah. To answer the question, basically, man, do it how you want to do it, but just leave your emotions out of it, because these are perfect strangers that you're trying to get in contact with. And you don't know exactly what's going on in their life at any given time.
All right. So he says, how do you react when a woman comes? Ooh, I got something for this shit. Too late to a date. One date told me she will come later, but don't say sorry. So I told her this can You mean can't happen? But that's important is that she never did that again. All right, so let me tell you a story real quick. I was dealing with this young lady, and we had already been having sex and shit like that. And I went to go pick her up at her apartment. And I told her I was going to be there, I think it was 8, if I remember correctly. I said, I'm going to be there at 8. So I show up. I'm knocking on the door like at 7:59. Knocking on the door. She don't answer the door. 8 o'clock come. I'm still out there. 8:01, 8:02, 8:03. She finally answers the door. She's like, I'm sorry, I was getting ready. So I'm looking at my watch, and I said, I told you I would be here at 8.
Right.
And she said, no, I'm getting ready. She's like, don't you think I'm pretty? I'm like, look, I don't give a fuck about all that shit. I said, I'm coming to get you at 8. If next time we go out, if you ain't ready at the time that I specified, I'm leaving.
Right.
So what ended up happening was a couple weeks later, go to Scooper, knocking at the door. And I don't know what time I set it up for, but whatever time I set it up for, I'm always early. So I'm always knocking at the door like a minute or 2 or 3 before the time, right? So I'm knocking. Literally, at whatever time I set it for, 7, 8, or 9, literally when that shit hit that time and the door wasn't answered, I walked off. And I got in my car, and as I'm driving, I see her come out the apartment. I kept driving. And she blowing on my phone, and I just kept driving. And I responded to her probably like an hour or 2 later. But by this time, I had went to a bar or something by myself, and I was having a drink. And I responded. I didn't call her back. I responded in a text. Girl, I already told you about this shit. I ain't playing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to you later. Boom.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Look, let me tell you, I am strict. I'm rigid as fuck. I'm very stringent. I don't fucking play because one thing that a woman will do is value my goddamn time.
Facts.
You're going to value my time because, and this is what other guys don't think about. When you first meeting women, you don't know what could ultimately transpire with that woman. She can possibly be your girlfriend one day.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe even your wife, right? So you have to set the precedence early. Like, this is how I fucking move. So that way, if it does progress into something more serious, I'm literally training her how to behave with me. Like, you're going to look, see, and the next time we set up a date, her ass answered the door before I even knocked. She was looking out the window. You know what I'm saying? And she was making sure I didn't leave her. That's how that shit works.
Nah, because chicks ain't gonna take you serious until you show them how serious you are. You understand? Because you have to understand the existence of a female, especially in a society such as ours, where because they have vaginas, because they're females, mm-hmm. they get a pass with so much. Mm-hmm. And I mean, like females, prison sentences for the same crimes are lower than men's.
That's facts. That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? Like there are certain things that women literally just get a pass for. You know what I'm saying? Like women get less tickets. Women get more, when cops stop them and shit, women get more warnings than men do. Men, most of the time we getting ticketed. We getting citations. They getting warnings because they cute or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to understand that's the life of the average female. So it's the same thing when you're in your, when you're relating to a woman, meaning you're getting to know her or more importantly, she's getting to know you. You understand? So you can't let them get away with shit just because you want to smash or just because you want to spend time with them. And I've been guilty of that. And that's why I'm saying it. You understand? Because the chick already let me know what was up, and I still hung out for maybe another hour longer than I needed to, just because. And it's like, bro, you can't. It's just a level of discipline and integrity that is required for certain shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like the guy that wants to, build a certain body. And it's like, yo, after your workout, you got to take that protein. You can't skip that. You know what I'm saying? Or if you need to do, 4 sets of heavy and then 2 sets of drop sets or whatever it is, you got to do that shit. And if you're supposed to only rest in between sets for 60 seconds, you got to do that shit. You can't be wasting time. And look, lifting weights don't necessarily feel good necessarily, right? It's easier for you to stand around in the gym and talk to your homies, right? Or it's easier for you to sit around in the gym and watch a video on YouTube or whatever, right? That's easy. That's the path of easy resistance. It's easier for you when you're with a chick just in the moment to say, oh yeah, let's do whatever you want to do, sweetheart. It's okay. It's all good. just so there's no conflict, just so there's no argument, just so there's no problem. But in the long run, what is that going to do for you? You're going to be with a woman that doesn't respect you. You understand? Because Kazagin could have went the other way. He could have been like, she's late, but I'm sure she's gonna dress sexy, and I wanna feel up on that ass, and I want this, that, and I want to walk into the bar with her on my arm. But what did he say? He said, nah, fuck that. The integrity of my character and me teaching her what I require is more important than even being on the date with her.
Facts.
So I'm literally gonna leave right now. You understand? The same thing with me. I told y'all the story. When I told the chick in what seat to sit in, and she said she can't sit in that seat. And I said, damn, sweetheart, it's fucked up, but the date has to end right now. And she's like, you serious? And I'm like, yeah, have a good night. Peace.
Look.
You understand? And these are things that happen. Like at another situation, bitch tried to get me to pay for appetizers when I told her we was just having drinks. And I said, no, I'm not paying for your appetizers. And the date was over. You understand? These are things that we have to do. And we can't be afraid to tell the chick no.
Yeah.
Because females, in a lot of ways, because of their emotional thinking, they're a lot like children, where you have to constantly be explaining to them, hey, no, don't touch the stove. Don't go outside. Don't open the door for strangers. Don't take candies from strangers. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Like everything you have to constantly tell them, because at any given time they will try to get away with shit.
Facts. That's true.
I'm telling you.
When I notice women are very opportunistic, okay,
right.
meaning that you'll have some women, they'll come out the gate, on some shiesty, sneaky ass, scandalous shit, but then other women won't necessarily look to do that. But if you say or do something that give them an opening to seek an opportunity, they will fucking take it. And as you were saying, the chick tried to do that. She tried to order some shit, thinking you weren't gonna say nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And gentlemen. Not all pussy is good pussy. Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah, you gotta turn it down. Even whether you have an opportunity to smash or not, sometimes you have to leave a woman right where she stands. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. And I think Lucario said it, I'm gonna let her talk to my breeze. Like I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? And now you might hear some women, they might say you're mean or you're cold. No, I'm not mean and cold. I just have standards. And you don't want to adhere to my standards. So I can't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So, and my thing is, all you gentlemen out there, okay, you have to have dating rules. You have to date with integrity, and you have to have dating rules where it's hard and fast, where you won't put up with shit. But now, and let me say this, because Miles, you said something earlier where you stayed with the chick too long. All of us are guilty of doing some shit that we later on said, why did I do that shit? I've done it a couple times where I'm like, how? And I hated the fact that I felt like I played myself. And literally, it took me a couple of days to get over it because I was so mad at myself. Like, why did I do that dumb shit?
Right.
Even if I got the ass out of it, I was still mad at myself. Like, why did I do that? That's not the carry way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and then once I had that little situation, I'm like, okay, from now on, let me stick to my rules. And let me not break them for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And I think all you men that's listening to us right now, have some dating rules. Have some dating rules where you put yourself first. Have some dating rules where you make a woman treating you with respect at the forefront of any and everything. If you're not being treated with respect, leave her the fuck alone.
Facts.
Period.
Thanks. We got any other questions in there?
Let me see. I ain't seen any other questions. We ain't got no calls, right?
Nah, no calls right now.
Calls. What did he say? Calls. Okay, Mr. Dan, you say yes, man. These chicks are disrespectful of my time, but you got to check that though. But when you check it, look, when you check women, gentlemen, checking a woman and arguing with a woman or bitching to a woman about how you feel is two different things. Like when I checked the chick for being late, I didn't argue. I just fucking left. You know what I'm saying? I'm not arguing. Look. The best way to teach somebody how to fuck with you is action. Let your action speak. Okay, you can argue with a woman. Look, the minute you argue with a woman and you get into a back and forth where y'all are crushing each other out and y'all are having all these words, automatically she won't respect you. Automatically, because you literally went down to her level.
Right.
You literally went down to her level. You know, there's a billboard here in San Antonio of a very wealthy and very prominent female attorney. And her billboard says, "Never argue with a woman, we always win." Okay. The reason why women win argument is because all they want you to do is respond on a level, and they got you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all they want. Respond on a level, they got you.
Mm-hmm.
We do got a question right here, fam. So you might have to throw some money in there, nigga. You got a lot of questions today. What about for late, bro? Your questions, man. I need you to formulate your shit in a way that's readable. Okay, what about for late? Come in, you say to fuck date to the fuck date. If she wants you to come in, she has to get a golden shower as bro.
No. No, see, no. A golden shower. See, you guys. You just. It's like it's one ear out the other. What you got? Even if I'm pissing on a bitch, how could that be punishment? That's me pissing on a bitch. That's me showing her sexual or whatever type of fetish attention that she likes. That's not punishment. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, and it's not about punishment neither. It's not about punishment. It's about training. It's not about punishment. We're not here to punish females. It's about training. It's about letting her know what we will tolerate and not tolerate. It's not about punishment. Because if you tell her, if the chick shows up late and you explain to her, hey, if you do this, then this is what's going to happen. How is that punishment? That's just letting the chick know what's going to happen. You understand? So on the second date, Carrie left her standing. You understand? He left the spot standing because the first time, okay, whatever. You probably don't know yet, so I'm gonna tell you. And he told
exactly.
You understand? So the next time when it happened the second time, that was him having to draw the line in the sand to let her know, hey, this is what happens as a result of your tardiness. It's not a punishment. It's not a punishment. See, it's too many of us that grew up in this damn school system. Whether you really know it or not, certain things are not necessarily punishment. Like a lot of niggas thought detention was punishment. It's not really punishment. It's that we live in a world where there's action and reaction. That's all it really is. So when you do fuck shit, then fucked up shit gonna happen back to you. That's not punishment. That's just life. And the problem is a lot of cats don't really understand what life is about because they really think it's a punishment thing, or you thought you got detention because it was punishment, or you thought you failed that exam because your teacher wanted to punish you. No, you failed that exam because you ain't fucking studied. You failed that exam from choices that you made. You understand? Oh, you thought repeating the second grade was punishment for being dumb? No, it was punishment because either you didn't have the support to study and understand the material, or there's an issue with your brain where you can't understand the material. So you either have to go to a remedial class or you have to repeat the second grade. It's not punishment. It is a action reaction. It's a result of whatever choices have been made in your life or whatever choices you've made in your life. So if Carrie told her on the first date, yo, this is what happens if you late with me. And then on the second date, if it happened again and he didn't respond in kind, if he didn't let her know, if he didn't leave her standing there and drove away and went to the bar by himself, she was not learning about life. He actually, he would actually be punishing her if he didn't do that. That would be punishment.
See, that's game on a deeper level. That's game on a deeper level.
That would be the punishment because me not exposing her to the realities of life with Carrie. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Him not exposing her to the realities of life with him, that's the disservice on her part because now she never gets to learn the lesson. Mm-hmm. But guess what happened on the next date? She was looking out for him. You understand? So now that elevated her game. So now even if she wasn't messing with Carrie,
yeah. The next guy that actually has masculinity, that values his time, that she values as well because she sees that he values himself. Trust me, she's gonna be
at least on time with that next dude, or reaching out for him, like she's supposed to. Because let me tell y'all something, just on some general shit. There's no such thing as on time. You're either early or you're late. You understand me? You're either early or you're late. There's no such thing as being on time. You understand that? So when a woman is talking that mess, she's late. Period. If she shows up exactly on time, she's late. And me, like, I always arrive 15 to 30 minutes early on any date, because I'm always trying to survey the area, situate the most romantic spot in the place that I could find, or situate a nice area where I got access to whisper in the ear and put my arm around and do all that type of shit. Because I don't sit across from a chick at no table. Mm-hmm. I don't do that.
Right there next to you.
She got to be right there next to me. And if we can't do that, then we're not sitting. We got to find another spot. We got to go somewhere else if it's too crowded or something like that. Or we got to just chill outside, or we got to have, we got to stand by the bar, or I have to be able to be close to her. I see you niggas on you on this side of the table and she on the other side of the table. Like remember in Coming to America Part 1, where he was trying to talk to his father and they had to use the intercom.
Yeah.
The table was so fucking long and shit. Like, nah, bruh. That's not how it goes. We got to be sitting right next to each other for many reasons. And I do that with my main chick too. When we go to a spot and they take us to a booth, we're sitting on the same side Sometimes the fucking the waitress be confused because they put the menus on opposite sides of the table. But when they see us sit down, she has to grab the menu and put it to the other side, because we're both sitting on the same side. Because as soon as I sit down, guess what? My hand is around my woman. My hand is grabbing the thighs from the other side. My hand is caressing the small of her back. You understand what I'm saying? That's what's going down. My hand is on the thigh. Like, this is what I do. You get what I'm saying? That's how I run my game. That's what I do. But to get back to the point, it's like, if you don't take the time to let her know what it is, she's gonna use that as an opening to do what she wants. You understand? And it's not about letting her. A lot of guys think being in relationships with women is about letting women do what they want. No, it's about teaching them what you want, and then giving them the choice to decide, well, do I want to give him what he wants, or do I want to do my own thing? And if she wants to do her own thing, then she could be a strong, single, independent woman. You understand what I'm saying? She could go ahead and do that. She ain't got to be with me. So it's not about forcing a woman to do something. It's about giving the woman the choice. And then once she makes the choice that allows her to be with you, then she could continue to be with you.
See, and that's the beauty of it. I believe in giving women free will. Make a choice. I'm going to present who I am to you. I'm going to present what I'm about. I'm going to present to you what I'm trying to do with you. And you can make the choice that you think is best for you. If you think what's best for you is leaving me the fuck alone, cool. I'm not mad at that. I'm going to wish you all the luck in the world. Like, all right, it's been nice talking to you. Nice meeting you. You have a good night. That's exactly how I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to walk away with my head down. I'm not going to be moping. I'm not going to feel like, man, damn, nobody wants me, man. I've been at this all night. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not that serious, man. It's not that serious. Again, we all have our own agendas.
Right.
Every last one of us, every man, every woman, everyone has their own agenda as to what they want from the opposite sex generally, and then what they want from the opposite sex when it comes to actually interacting with an individual. Because you can have an overall agenda, but then you meet somebody and your agenda changes depending on the level of attraction. An example would be this. Let's say I meet a woman and she is sexually attracted to me, but she don't want to have sex right away. Right. Because maybe she identified some attribute in me that makes her feel like, I actually want to get to know him seriously, because this might be a guy I could date seriously. And let's say I'm like, nah, baby girl, that's never gonna happen. Like, I'm just trying to do this. And let's say she realizes to herself, damn, I got a couple of choices. I cannot fuck him and he's gone. Or I can fuck him, and if I play my cards right, he'll stay. But I would rather have experienced him with just this than never experience this man at all. Okay, so to me, I'm all about presenting that option. And then whatever decision a woman wants to make, let her make it. But I'm not mad at the decision. And I'm not hurt or perturbed by it, or I got angst towards the woman. Like, dudes be getting mad at women because the woman said no. And it's like, actually, if you think about it, a woman rejecting you actually might benefit you because there might be some shit about that woman you don't know. You know what I'm saying? That you glad you avoided. She could be a psycho chick.
Right.
Okay? She could have a boyfriend or a husband that would kill a nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you're creeping with his boo. There's so many. She could have an STD. She could be the type of chick. She could be the type of chick that poke holes in your condom because she want a baby bad.
Yo, 619. Hold on a second.
Oh, yeah. All right, go ahead. You got.
Yeah, we got a call. 619. What's going on? 619.
Yo. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. What's going on?
Yeah, this is True Savage. How you fellas doing?
What up, bro? How's it going, man?
What's up, fam?
Man, I'm just posted up catching this live, man, before I get ready to go into work. But the topic is very, it's deep, man. It's a very deep topic. And it's something that, I can relate to, like some of the cats in the chat, we already been going, been talking about it. And, I'm just throwing my experience out there. I mean, I think I'm close to your age, Miles. I'm 36. I'll be 37 this year.
Okay.
But we come from an era or a generation where we saw, guys our age or even a little bit older than us, but definitely, an example from, the OGs, like getting out there and getting it, like starting your life. You don't wait for life to start. You have to start your life as a young man,
right,
to become a man. So with that, my examples was, my peers. I had, a couple of my homies and shit when I was in high school. They already had apartments. They was already pulling up in cutlasses and capris and whatnot.
All right.
And I'm looking at them like, damn, man, what y'all doing, man? Like, how y'all getting this? And they told me straight up, yo, man, yeah, you gotta lead a nest, dog. This is stuff that, they parents wasn't really, kicking them out or nothing like that. It's just they wanted to get a feel for life so that they can get out there and start it early.
Right.
They wanted freedom. Freedom. Yeah. That's what they wanted. They wanted
freedom, man. That's really what it's about. I mean, yeah, that's why I left the house, man. I mean, it wasn't no bad blood or nothing like that. When I, my mom, she lied about my age so that I could get a job working at Burger King when I was barely 16. And it's because I wanted to work. Right. I had all my academics. Not was
real quick, True Savage. It's funny because when I was telling the story, I was talking about how I worked at Burger King. The day, because I got a twin brother. The day that we turned 16, this is what my mother did. She put us in the car and she drove us to Burger King. You know what I'm saying? So we 16 years old, following behind our mama. Damn, why my mama doing this? So we go into Burger King. She asked for the manager, and she said, "I got 2 boys right here. They just turned 16. They need a job. Are y'all hiring?" That's what my mother did, and we got hired on the spot, bro.
Nice.
That's how it go, man. Dog, that's the same thing my mom did. That's the same exact thing my mom did because a real mother, yeah, she's gonna nurture you and everything when you coming up. But when you hit that age, man, your mom and your dad looking at you like, okay, show us what you learned. Show us what we taught you.
That's facts. Yep.
And not only that, you yourself, you want to get out there and prove yourself for yourself, but to the people that, that love you and respect you and shit, you want to get out there and show them like, yo, this is what I'm about. And, it's a start and whatnot, but really, what can you do when you're under the age of 18? You can't even, you can't lease no apartment or nothing like that.
Right.
So yeah, you want to get out there and start, stacking your money and whatnot. But besides that, you want to show them that, yo, yeah, I'm ready to enter this adult life. I'm ready to get out here and be responsible for myself. And that's the thing that I see with cats, man. I knew a couple of cats that was 40, and they still, to this day, they still live with their fucking mom. And I'm like, bro, I don't understand.
There are outliers. Like I'll give you a real quick example of an outlier that I might kind of can get behind. Let's say you have a man, he's 40 years old. He was married for like 20 years. Okay. And him and his wife are getting divorced. Maybe they have like 2 or 3 kids. and he leaves her the house because he knows that she's gonna get custody of the kids. So he's like, "Y'all got the house. I'm gonna go get myself a little 1-bedroom apartment somewhere." And then maybe he go stay with his mom for like a couple months to stack his bread and shit like that, because he's preparing for a divorce. He don't know what's gonna happen with his money with the divorce. He might get put on child support, so he go stay with his mom for maybe a couple months, and then he jumps out and get his own crib. Okay, I can see that, right? But these niggas, okay, there's a couple of women I know right now that are either in their late 20s or late 30s where they're dating men who still live at home, and I'm like. And so I said, why that nigga still live at home and how long he been living there? Because this is how I envision it, okay? I'm envisioning a grown-ass nigga in the same twin bed that he had when he was 15, 16, in his little bitty room with little trophies and shit. He's still sleeping in that fucking room. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you don't want your own spot? Look, dudes need to have autonomy over their life. You need to have some semblance of control over your life. And how can you have it living with your parents? I just don't get it. That's just me though. Yeah, I got it, man.
No, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Now it's different with the situation that you just posed right now. You know, going through a divorce and all that. That's the outlier, right? But I'm talking about cats that don't want to get out there and get it for themselves. They expect to be coddled by mommy and shit, and that's the reason why a lot of these dudes have problems with women. A lot of these cats have major problems from women because some of their moms they enable them. Their parents too. They enable that shit. But something like that. Like for a real quick example, my pops. Now he's a successful man. Everything. I'm not gonna put out. I'm gonna just say that he's the chief of firefighters in his city, and he's been doing that for a minute. Now this is where he comes from, and I saw this with my own eyes. When I went to go spend the summer with him, before I even went up there, they just got the house that they lived in at the time. A nice little house. My grandmother-in-law, I just call her Granny because that's I look at her like a grandma too, but it's my stepmom's mom. Before they got that house, my dad and my stepmom, they lived in my grandma's attic. Now this ain't because he a broke dude and this and that. He knew he had to stack up some money to put down on the house,
right?
On that house that they wanted. So that right there, that's on some grown man shit. But also that's like, that's someone like helping you out.
But true. Real quick.
Being smart about it.
Right.
True. If you have a plan, like I'm down on my luck. I ran into a little situation. I just need a few months, 6 months, or whatever it is to stack my bread, but I got a certified plan that's gonna get me up out of here and back on my feet and have my own. I'm with that. If that's what you're doing, if you have a plan, but you have niggas in their 30s and 40s living at home with no fucking plan. They just there because they don't want the responsibility of being a man. If you really want to be honest about it, that's what it is. You got niggas that don't want the responsibility of being a man. They don't want to pay no bills because I'll give you an example. My mother-in-law, she's in her 70s, right? She was dating this man that was in his 60s. He's still living at home, right? He's still living he live at home with his mom and like 2 sisters, and both his sisters, they ain't got no man. Each of them got 2 or 3 kids apiece. So he living in his house with all these people, and he drive a Mercedes. So the money that he is saving or not paying bills, he got himself a whip that he think is fly. Because that's what he care about. He care about looking fly and riding fly. This nigga don't care about doing his own thing. How the fuck you grandfatherly and still living at home with your old ass mama? You know what I'm saying? I don't understand that shit. Y'all got it, man.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. That's crazy as fuck right there.
Now, I was gonna say real quick. To add to your point, True, that it's like the difference is like on one side you have guys that are looking to be the architect of their life. You understand? They want to, like you said, you right. leave the house because you're looking to actually begin designing the aspects of your life. How you make your money, where you live, your wardrobe, places you hang out, things that you like to do, so on and so forth. You want to make all those decisions. But what happens with a lot of guys that they have trouble with women is that before they even get to the women, they're allowing life to happen to them. You understand what I'm saying? So you have those guys who they don't take that initiative and want to move out their parents' house. They don't take that initiative. Like you have some guys who they go from high school to college to, to grad school, and they're not doing nothing that they actually want to do. They just know that this is the path of the average quote unquote successful person. So they just do shit, but they end up with like a liberal arts degree, something that has nothing to do with their actual interests because they never took the time to even explore what their interests actually are. And what I'm saying is, if you deal with life like that, and then you get in touch with a female, chances are you're going to deal with a female like that. So instead of putting down the program, running the game like how you want to run the game, you let her run you. She's a part of your life, and now you're allowing that aspect of your life again to happen to you. And that's why so many guys are unhappy, because they're actually with a woman that they're allowing to happen to them. You understand what I'm saying? Like anything she want to do is like, oh yeah, let's just do it. Anything, if she want to live somewhere, hey, yeah, let's live there. She want to buy something, yeah, let's buy that, whatever. Like they don't have that type of autonomy to say, nah, this is how it's gonna go. We're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. So they end up very unhappy because none of the choices in their life have anything to do with them.
Right, man. I totally dig that, man.
Facts.
Yeah, real quick, man, because I gotta get ready to go to work in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But this is off topic, and I'm gonna get back on topic.
Yeah.
But this is with the dude. What's his name? Mr. Dan made that comment about peeing on a chick or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, bro, stop, man. Because if you really about it, I tell you what, and this ain't even stunning on nobody or nothing. K-Zag dropped his email. If you drop your email in there, I will send you videos on me pissing in bitches' mouths, and that's something that I'm not even proud of. It's just simple fact that players, we get out here, players and Max, we get out here, we do what we do, man.
Right.
And it ain't even like trying to brag. It's really about trying to lace the next cat up that ain't really got that experience and that game about himself, so that you can get out here and you can be making moves. And I ain't talking about pitching no broad mouth. I'm talking about some real shit, like having a broad bring you some bank, having a broad having you meals and shit done.
Right.
When you cooked up when you get home and shit. And it ain't no one-sided shit, man. There's plenty of stuff I do for my girl, but she earned that.
Mm-hmm.
You said earned that. You said earned that. A lot of these men don't make women earn nothing. They do shit on the strength of the fact that the chick got a vagina.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as they got access to it or the possibility to have access to it, they'll do whatever for the broad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, where they do that at? But look, and let me just say this. There's plenty of channels where dudes complain about women all day. When I talk the shit that I talk, Miles talk the shit that he talk, L talk the shit that he talk, Steve the Dean, EO, Mr. 1950, whoever that we fuck with. We're trying to show you another side of the coin, where all that bullshit that a lot of guys go through, we ain't really sweating all that because we're too busy having it our way. You know what I'm saying? And we're trying to tell you guys and bestow upon you guys, it's not difficult to have it your way. It's really not hard. All you got to do is stop being afraid. Don't be afraid of rejection. Don't be afraid of, because what a lot of guys are afraid of is offending or upsetting a woman. You have no idea what a woman may be offended by. Just say what the fuck is on your mind and let it be what it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? But also, dudes are afraid of being shamed by women or public ridicule or scorn. Man, fuck all that. Look, there's been times where I said something to a chick and she said something kind of, funky and shit. And I just laughed. I just laughed at him and be like, all right, you have a nice night, miss. And walk off. The worst thing you can do is entertain the nonsense and try to argue with the woman. And a lot of guys, they want to do that because they feel embarrassed and they feel like their ego. Oh, man, this woman can't talk to me like that. I'm going to curse her. I'm going to call her a bitch. I did that one time. Okay, let me tell you what. I'm not going to tell the whole story, but one time I was in the club and there was a chick I had already fucked. And if I tell the whole story, it'll go too long. But what ended up happening was I'm in the joint like the next week. I met her at the spot. I fucked her the same night I met her. The next week, I'm up in the spot. She came up to me. She wasn't happy about something that happened a couple of days before that. And she starts cursing me out. She starts talking shit to me. And I start arguing with the bitch. Bitch, fuck you, bitch. Who the fuck you think you talking to? Right? I did that goofy shit. And my epiphany moment came when I looked up and I saw all the women looking at me. And I'm like, there's no way I'm fucking tonight. I fucked up. And that's why I said I would never argue with a woman in public again after that shit.
Facts. Yep. Facts. Nah, man, but true, man. Thanks for calling in, man.
They either get the picture or they don't.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate you fellas, man, but I had to tap in on that.
All right, man. Thank you, man. You have a good day at work, and handle your business. All right.
All right, now.
All right, man. Peace, bro. That's True Savage.
Peace.
One of the fixtures in the chat room. We appreciate you, bro. Thanks for calling in. Thanks for being a part of the conversation. Thanks for always hanging around in the chat. Spitting knowledge to the other cats. Cause he be spitting some game to the other cats in the chat.
No doubt. Hey, Miles, real quick, check out the private chat.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, whenever you're ready, bro. Shit, we've been on for 1 hour and 20 already.
Yeah. So you ready to go ahead and then wrap it up?
Yeah, we can wrap it up.
All right, cool. So you got anything you want to plug before we bounce then?
Well, I just want to say this before we done that again, guys. Remember that you have to have a level of decision making. You have to set the game up how you want it, to the point where you're not allowing a woman to distinguish anything. You understand? You're laying it down effectively, clearly, assertively, not passively and not aggressively, but assertively, somewhere right in the middle. And you're not doing, and you do it from a place of, let's say curiosity. Why? Because you want to see what she's going to say. You understand? Whether it's negative or positive, you want to do these things with confidence and courage. Why? Because you're actually interested in where it's going to go from there. But you have to put your authentic self there first. Let her know exactly what you want, so she don't have to distinguish nothing. She just knows what you want, and then she can make the choice. Only thing she has to distinguish is if she wants to continue or not. You understand what I'm saying? That's really what it is. So let's understand that point, and let's not be victims, and let's not let life happen to us. You understand? Let's actually live life and be active participants in our own lives, and be active participants in our relationships and the way we relate with these females. All right. So I just want to talk about make sure you guys check out the Bad Boy membership. That's www.badboymembership.com, badboymembership.com, and also go to mrlucario.com if you want to purchase the Game Kings documentary. And shout out to my man K Zaggin for having me on today. I really appreciate it, fam. You know what it is. It's always a pleasure. So thank you so much.
All right, not a problem. Look, all y'all on the way out, hit the like button.
Yeah,
hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? When you hit the like button, that helps with the YouTube algorithm. Okay,
Fact.
If you share the video, if y'all feel the video was on point, if y'all got IG channels and Facebook joints, share that shit there. Let's get the word out. You know what I'm saying? Because we're really trying to help gentlemen out here. We're trying to help you men. So help us help you spread the word. And on that note, we out this bitch.
All right, peace, fellas.